Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at Doctor's Table. We're so happy to be with you tonight. And so for your hors d'oeuvre or your bite-sized health info tonight, I'm going to share to you this topic: 2 things that you need to avoid if you have acne. But first, what is acne? Acne is when the pores of your skin get blocked by too much oil, or there's a lot of dead skin cells. At the same time, bacteria can get trapped inside also under all those oil and skin cells, and particularly your bacteria called Propionibacterium acnes. And so they multiply in the area, causing infection. Then there's swelling and redness, which now we see as your pimple or your acne. Now, the hair follicles in your skin contain, of course, your sebaceous gland or your oil glands, and they normally make just enough oil to lubricate your skin, to make it soft and supple, at the same time your hair. But as your body continues to mature and develop, hormones stimulate the oil glands to produce more sebum. So that is why acne primarily affects yung binata natin, yung adolescents, because that's the time that you develop yung secondary characteristics natin. There are changes in our bodies, yung ating mga boses, because that's due to the hormones, no? And because of the hormonal changes in your body, it also causes the oil glands to produce more oil as well. In fact, in civilized societies, westernized countries, 79 to 95% of the adolescents have acne. So what do you need to avoid when you have acne? Number 1 is dairy. Dairy contains natural hormones that may increase the activity of a substance called IGF-1. IGF-1 activity leads the body to make hormones called your DHEA or dehydroepiandrosterone and androgens. Androgens stimulate your oil glands to produce more oil. So remember that yung excess oil will clog the pores of your skin and also trap the acne-causing bacteria. So Doc, if I cannot drink dairy, ano yung alternative? So remember, dairy means it's an animal-based milk. The good news is we have plant-based milk, like your soy milk, your almond milk, oat milk, and many much more now in the market. These can be good sources of calcium, at the same time very low in your saturated fat, so it's good for the heart, and devoid of the hormones that may trigger your pimple breakouts. Number 2 that you need to avoid is high glycemic load. What is high glycemic load? Glycemic load is how much a certain food will raise your blood sugar after eating it. Nagdepende ito sa glycemic index ng pagkain. Glycemic index is how fast or how slow a certain food will raise your blood sugar once you eat it. At the same time, magdepende din how much grams of carbohydrates yung nandun sa food per serving. So generally, if you eat a whole food, unprocessed food with lots of fiber like your brown rice, red rice, black rice, yung more unrefined sugar like your cocoa sugar, their glycemic index is lower. So your sugar will not rise so fast compared when you eat yung polished grains like your white rice, white bread, yung white sugar. So once you eat it, your blood sugar will really rise up faster. So I'd like to give you examples. First, nga pala, your glycemic load is classified as low, medium, or high. Low if it's 10 or less, medium if it's 11 to 19, and 20, and high if 20 or more. Foods that are low in glycemic load are your apple and oranges, 6 lang. And did you know that your carrots has only 2 glycemic load? For medium glycemic load na food, example is your bananas, 14, spaghetti, 16. But yung foods that are processed like chips, yung mga desserts natin, yung sweets, they are very high in glycemic load. Example, yung potato chips natin, already 30 na yan yung glycemic load. Then your Snicker bars, 35 yung glycemic load. So, if you want to avoid high glycemic load, at the same time, avoid yung pimple breakouts natin, eat more of whole foods with fiber, fruits, beans, and vegetables. Then avoid processed carbs like your sweets and your chips. So, since they found that westernized societies have diets high in processed products, and they have a prevalence of acne affecting 79 to 95% of the adolescent population. Certain studies also took interest paano yung mga hindi westernized society. So they tried to study them. And the amazing thing was, in non-westernized populations, that they had more natural food and process. They had no cases of acne like the Kitavan Islanders of Papua New Guinea. They have no cases of acne. So I guess your acne is another Western skin problem, like your other lifestyle problems. So hope this info helped, and stay tuned for more health bites here at Doctor's Table.